Hey, welcome back everybody. I hope you're looking forward to a great New Year's Eve and an even better 2021. Certainly a lot better than 2020, right? And welcome back to another review. Today I'm going to be checking out these Earfun Air Pros. I bought these myself for this review. These are quite an awesome audio experience earbud for bass heads. Earfun made some really odd decisions with the Earfun Air Pros, and I want to go over that with you. So stick around to find out more about that and the rest of the Earfun Air Pro specs, latency, sound quality. Oh, and be sure to check out my microphone quality samples later on in the video, because today I went off on a rant about the touch controls, and I'm not going to cover the touch controls anywhere but in the mic call quality sample segment. At the end of the video, of course, I'm going to sum it up and I'm going to let you know who should consider buying these $79 earbuds from Earfun. You can get them on Amazon, and if you do buy these, consider buying them from the links that I put in the video description. Doesn't cost you anything, but it will help me bring you better and more future product reviews. So with that, let's get on to the review. Hey, so this is another product from Earfun that they've partnered with another company. I just went over the Earfun Air Pros. I absolutely love them. They partnered with Phil on those. And now with the Air Pros, they're partnering with Edifier. Now, what's weird about this with Earfun is doing is that both of those other companies have apps for those earbuds, but Earfun's not giving us an app for either of them. And man, those apps are functional and they're useful, and I would love to have access to those apps from Earfun. So Earfun, if you're listening, give me an app that I can do some stuff with my earbuds, like adjusting the EQ with both of these buds would really benefit from, even though I love them both. Okay. The Air Pros are still, without an app, they're still a really feature-packed earbud. They have just about every feature that's available in a true wireless earbud. But they're not small earbuds, are they? Look at how they fill my ears, and they kind of stick out from my head a bit. So keep that in mind if you're looking for that kind of low-profile earbud. These are not those earbuds. Now, the case itself on these earbuds is a little bit medium-sized. It's small enough, obviously, to go in a backpack or even a pocket, but it's not really ideal for that fifth pocket of your jeans. Now, the case does charge via USB-C, but it doesn't charge wirelessly. Now, there's another thing about this case, and I like to go over how many lights are on it so you know what's going on. But that one light on the case that indicates charging status, some genius invented this thing. So when you open the case, that light on the back of the case where you're not looking will flash a number of times to tell you how much charge is left. Now, I don't think that person really tested it much, because where I'm sitting, I never even see that light. It's tough to open the case and actually look on the back and see how many times that light flashes. But if it flashes 3 times, you got plenty of battery. You got over 60%. If it flashes once quickly, whatever that means, that's less than 5%. You got to charge it. But there's also a flash once, which I think is over 15%. So you wouldn't need to charge it if it only flashes once. But if it flashes once quickly, you do need to charge it. I don't know. Once the earbuds are charged, they'll last 9 hours per charge, which is very respectable. And they'll go 32 hours additionally with the case, so a total of 32 hours. Now, the active noise cancellation from Earfun, they promise 38 decibels of noise reduction. That's the top end of noise reduction specs that I've seen in a true wireless earbud. The One More ANCs, the Transmart Apollo Bolds, those both promise 35 decibels reduction. Hey, but actually in practice, in my opinion, the Earfuns don't work as good as either of those ANCs in terms of blocking out noise. Now, it does reduce your surrounding noise, especially the low frequency sounds like the HVAC, like fans, right? But I can still hear some things really clearly, like my daughter playing piano or the football game on TV. I can hear it all, it's not being reduced much at all. So the ANC is good, but it's got a limited frequency range of sounds that it's blocking out. And I would pay for it as a feature. It's just not the best in class. With ANC, I think it's pretty nice that Earfun included actual English audio prompts for, the mode, whether ANC's on, off, or whether you're in ambient mode. And speaking of that ambient mode, in a quiet setting, the ambient mode relays static to my ears. So if I'm in a really quiet surrounding, I wouldn't use this ambient mode. But I would use it if I was going to be out on, say, the streets walking around and I want to hear what's going on, because the earbuds do provide passive noise isolation. So having the ambient mode on is pretty nice where you want to be safe and be able to hear your surroundings. But the nice thing about wearing it out on the streets is that there's already noise. So when you turn on ambient mode, you don't notice that it's relaying static to your ears. You're just noticing that you can hear the sounds of the street better than if you just had them on the off or ANC mode, where you can't hear anything too good at all on your surroundings. The Earfun Air Pros support AAC for high definition audio, and they provide a very solid, excellent movie watching experience on Netflix, YouTube, and Disney+. But check out my latency test and how the score is ranked for the Earfun Air Pros. In my experience, like, these are fast, these are great for watching movies and whatnot. You can even do some casual gaming with them because they're fast, but you're gonna experience some lag. I wouldn't buy them to do gaming. I would buy them to watch videos. There's an excellent experience for that. Casual gaming, you're gonna be fine. You'll get used to that slight lag. These earbuds also have an excellent Bluetooth setup. It's got a really solid Bluetooth 5.0 connection. You can get about 62 feet away before they start having issues with that. And this is one of those pairs of earbuds that actually connect when you open the case. So connects as soon as you open the case, and you only disconnect when you close the case. So keep that in mind if you're going mono mode, right? You can go mono mode on either earbud, but you're gonna have to take one out and close the case for the other one to actually not be connected. And you want to do that because these earbuds give you a true mono mode, meaning left and right audio come through whichever single earbud is connected to your ear. And when you put them in stereo mode, obviously you get left and right track separation. Finally, these earbuds are rated IPX5, so you can wear them for your workouts, or if they get slightly wet, it's not an issue. Now, talking about sound quality, I mean, this is easy. These are a bass head earbud that you can crank up to about 100 decibels. But again, public service announcement, be careful with that 100 decibels. That is pretty freaking loud, people. So the Earfun Air Pros have 10 millimeter drivers, which is pretty typical in a stem style earbud from what I can tell. But be that as it may, you get a lot of passive noise isolation wearing them, which means those 10 millimeter drivers are right inside your ears up tight, and they are delivering huge bass, especially with ANC on. But now the highs are also nicely boosted as well as vocals. So I think that what happens here is you get a really crystal clear experience on vocals, whether it's male or female, and you get a lot of details in the high frequencies. But where you're gonna get some lack of clarity is when that bass is pumping, it is overstepping on the mids just a little bit. So if you had an EQ on an app, or if you're just using an EQ, you could adjust it probably to be a little bit better. But overall, I love the fact that you're getting those clear vocals, and I love the bass that you're getting out of here. Now the soundstage on these, I wouldn't call it big. What I would call it is you get good left to right separation, but I really don't get a kind of depth perception out of them, or kind of that 360-degree view that I'd really like if I was like gaming, right? So overall, look, the sound on these is so bass wonderful, I guess I would call it. It's really pleasing to listen to. And it's so good that when you go back to another set of earbuds after listening to these, like, it's tough for the first few minutes to listen to them. They'll sound like thin almost, but your ears will adjust as you go back to other earbuds and they'll sound regular again. So that said, I think these sound great, but I would like to see the inclusion of an EQ to help me tone down that bass just a little bit and get a little bit better balanced. Okay, let's check out the 6 environmental noise canceling mics on the Earfun Air Pros.
This is a test phone call with the Earfun Air Pros. This is a $79 earbud from Amazon. This is actually, it's a good-looking earbud, but it's rather large as far as earbuds go. So I'm going to move out from this quiet environment. So here I am. I'm pretty close to the street. You can see the sidewalk ending there and the street beginning. Earfun made some interesting decisions with this earbud. I'd say they gave it this accelerometer touch controls. which means that it's meant to not pick up like erroneous taps. So if you touch it lightly, it like doesn't do anything. But what I find is that they also eliminated single tap from doing anything, which means that it, you know, even if it was very sensitive at picking up your taps, it wouldn't do anything because single tap doesn't do anything. So the decisions that they made with this earbud in terms of the controls, I think, you know, I don't know what other reviewers are saying about them, but I think they're terrible. I think these are probably some of the worst controls that I've tried on a pair of two wireless earbuds. And here's why. Number one, they took away volume control. You do have access to go into ANC mode on, off, and ambient mode, but you also don't have previous track. So you don't have volume and previous track. You're not using the single tap controls for anything. And it's just kind of like they're hard to tap. They're touch controls, and when you have to tap them hard enough that they actually jam the earbuds into your ears a little bit, and I'm always adjusting them. Now, what I've been trying to do is learn what's the softest I can tap them in order for them to work. But honestly, that's crazy in a true wireless pair of earbuds. I'm learning how to tap them softly enough, or I guess, I don't know, it's like a balance, right? I can tap them hard enough to get through the accelerometer to actually register the command, but soft enough such that they don't jam the earbuds into my ears and make uncomfortable noises or feelings inside my ears. So, you know, whatever you call it a feature, I call it not so great. For me, these are lousy touch controls. I really don't like them. I've tested, you know, dozens and dozens of true wireless earbuds, and these are some of my least favorite touch controls that I've tried. I've had tons of cars go by. Let's see how it goes.
Hey, so based on that test, the Earfun Air Pros seem like a really solid earbud for taking calls. And a lot of people on my channel have even commented on it that these are good for taking calls. Now, what I could tell from listening to these is that they did alter my voice a little bit, but I thought it was totally acceptable. And then I heard some pretty loud noises going on in the background, and they did seem to block out quite a bit of that background noise. I mean, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't like, I don't think it would be the top of my mic series playlist ranks. But let me know what you think. Where do you think I should rank these in terms of mic quality on my mic series playlist? All right, so here's what I think of the Earfun Air Pros. Earfun Air Pros. I couldn't say that 5 times fast. Look, these are a super full sounding earbud with massive bass. They got a great feature set. They have really useful ANC and ambient modes, not top of the class, but really useful. They're great for watching movies, and I would say they're good or reasonable or acceptable for casual gaming. But where do I think they could be improved? I hope you watch my mic portion because those touch controls are a love-hate relationship. I personally am more on the hate side of those touch controls just for usability, but I think that some people might love them. But everyone is going to find an issue with them in the fact that they're missing volume control, they're missing previous track, and that play and pause is only available on that right earbud. So I think that that's going to limit usability overall for a lot of people. Now, last thing I'll say about these on the con side is they are a larger fitting earbud that stick out a little bit from my head, not a low profile earbud. I think on a small scale, I think wireless charging should be included at this price. And I think I'm just a little irritated that I don't have access to that app that I know is available on their sister earbud at about the same price. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching my review of the Earfun Air Pros. Stay safe, everyone, and have a great, safe, happy, healthy, and prosperous 2021.